I've just heard Thomas has been given orders to stop. The Fat Controller needs to speak to him. You know what's going to happen? Percy's going to slam up the back and take the train. Oh my goodness me. Thomas is in a lot of trouble, but he's taken off. His brake van is dragging. What's going to happen next? Oh no, he's stuck on the bridge. He's stuck on the bridge. Percy's taking off. What's going to happen next? Oh no! Percy's just slammed Thomas. It's a train wreck. Thomas is off the line. Thomas is off the line. Hello my lovely audience. On my review table there is a box from the local charity shop that collects Thomas stuff for me. It's all from one house, I believe. It's a whole bunch of very funky train stuff. And in this video we're going to investigate exactly what we find in here. And going by this right here, we're off to a very good start. Well, this may look ugly. I might have to tip this out because there is so much train boogie in here. Oh, could be other things as well. Oh, yeah. Don't you love the sound of them toys hitting the table? Woo! Oh, there is some nice stuff from an earlier time of Trackmaster in here. I like it a lot. I'm going to have to sort all this out to make any sort of sense about what's in here. Even hidden stuff in the bag. Ooh, mysteries, mysteries. But if I do some digging, there's actually some constructions here, or instructions. We call them constructions from what my son says. Oh boy, Thomas at Echo Cave playset. I hope the whole playset's here. That looks awesome. Just give me a moment and I'll sort this out. Well, first off, we're visiting Chuggington. It's a remote-controlled Wilson. The one up the back there was one from a previous collection video, so I'm not showing you like the same thing over and over again. Mind you, the one up the back there didn't come with a remote control. This one did. I've just put batteries into this. I've taken a look over this. It looks pretty good. It looks like it's only had a bit of play, a bit of scuffing under here. But I want to show you the batteries. I actually had a peek in here. It's got a brand of batteries that I had never seen before. Coles batteries. Now, of course, I tried and it does work. But it's not sounding too healthy. In fact, I think those batteries are flat. I'm just reading this thing here. May explode if put in the fire. Yeah, we know that's fun. Made in Republic of Korea. And I also noticed these batteries have just started to leak. Many people say to me, the generic batteries are the leakers and they're the things that destroy things. Well, I've actually had a set of Duracells. I put it in this diesel 10 here. That ended up destroying this toy. My son was playing with this inside. It was the first set of batteries in there apart from the ones that were in the review, because I got covered up batteries I used in my review. They have leaked and they've done a lot of damage. We will take a look at that in another video, or else we will get completely derailed by battery talk. Battery industry is a curious one. I was doing some reading. There were some very clever clone Duracells getting about. I wonder if I've been stuck with them. Well, I'll try and give Wilson a run here without crashing, holding the camera and using the remote. Okay, it's got the turn function. And then we can go forward at some time, about there. And then we can go turn again. I don't want to run off the table. And we'll try and go back the other way. And to Wilson. Wilson smacks into Wilson. Hey, I like these remote control trains. Great details on them. They were always a little bit cheaper than the Thomas & Friends remote control train. And you never saw nice details like that on the Thomas & Friends one. I guarantee it. Everything was there. I mean, anyone who got one of these would have been happy. Even had a coupling there. I never saw rolling stock for these. Maybe you did. I never did. Yeah, it's a nice find. Starting to get a collection of these. Hey, the next item, or items, plural, resides in this bag. There's some good boogie in here, I can tell you. Oh, yeah. Bring it on. Okay, well, I've never seen these before. I have now. Luckily, it's got Tonka on there, and luckily, it's got a brand name underneath. Do you know these trains? Let's take a look underneath these little trains which have got little faces. Well, here's the first one. It looks just like a covered wagon, a bit stylized. Wheels are nice on this. That's what this is in the back. Number 107 Tonka. Underneath, it's talking about being a Masito toy. I hope I'm saying that brand name correctly. Made in China, of course. Tonka, blah, blah, blah. Magnetic couplings, and there's one very interesting aspect to these magnetic couplings that I'd like to show you what it is. Well, if ever you're going to design some toy trains, you have nice magnet couplings, and most importantly, you make sure you magnetize to the most popular toy train, and that is, of course, hello, Thomas the Tank. We'll be taking a look at some other toys in this video where they didn't quite get that right, and I think it was part of the demise of why their toys never went anywhere. Well, not as far as I should have gone. But anyway, it's nice to see these little toy trains connect to Thomas. And here's the other caboose. I suppose I call it a brake van. That's what they call them in Australia. It's the thing at the end of a train. I wonder if there were engines and things with this series. Obviously there would have been if it was a train. Again, it says the same things underneath here. And let's just see how it connects up to the Thomas Wooden Railway. We'll be chugging around the mountain when she comes. We'll be chugging around the mountain when she comes. We'll be chugging around the mountain, chugging around the mountain, chugging around the mountain when she comes. Choo-choo! Okay, our next Thomas. It's not a mystery to me anymore. I've actually got the piece of merchandise this belongs to, but we won't take a look at this video because I want to concentrate on the box and not batteries either. It's licensed 2004. I think the other one I've got is a newer version of it. Obviously missing stickers and all on the side. It's had a bit of play. Thomas Love, that's bent there. It's a wind-up thing, and it actually goes around inside a book which has got a track in it, the best way to describe it. And that little wheel there goes in the groove in the book. It's quite nice. It's possibly one of the little first toys you'll get as a Thomas toy to get you onto the franchise. Yeah, nice one for my collection. I don't care how tattered and torn they are, just as long as they are Thomas the Tank. And it got quite a good face. Better say that or you might get angry at me. Well, the next Thomas is not a mystery to me either. It's one of the TOMY play rail Thomases that you may have found in vending machines in Australia. Mind you, they all got swapped out for dark side nasty nonsense, didn't they? I did videos about that. 2006 Gillane Thomas. Sometimes you'll find these parts here missing. This looks like it's had a bit of love. At least the stickers have been put on nicely. Sometimes, oh, that one's a bit wonky. They do come basically detail free if you get them from the little vending machines, which is annoying to put the stickers on. And you wind it up and away it goes. Go, Thomas, go! Next up we have a double act. It looks like Batman and Robin, doesn't it? Although that James looks like the Joker by the look of his face. These are called checkout Thomases, or that's what I called them. In Australia, they were at the checkouts at all the little shops you went to. Mainly Coles, I remember them being at. Like a whole box of them. Now thinking back, I wish I bought a couple of boxes. I could have made $1 million. They were 2007 licensed Gillane blah blah toys. Little wheels on the bottom of them. They were a lot of fun. And there were bunches of different variations of them. All sorts of variations. The one I'm curious about is Thomas the Tank, of course. That is just a normal stock standard Thomas. Yeah, it's nice. It's, you know, it was only a little $2 toy. Hey, bring it on, bring it on. Bring it back, please. And there's James there in his beautiful refinement with a kooky looking face, which is going to make you laugh. But nevertheless, this is one of the most common Thomas and Friends toys that I see coming through from the charity shop, and I certainly understand why. Well, in that box there was one little Meccano flyer here. I'm not sure whether it's come from a little kit or something. Maybe someone who knows Meccano can tell me. It may even be knockoff Meccano, because I've seen lots of fake Meccano getting around. I grew up with 3 toys, Meccano, Lego, and another toy called Fisher Technique. I don't know if you know that toy. Excellent little building toy, that one. I have not seen it in Australia for about 20-30 years. I don't know where it went. But this is Meccano here. All I remember with Meccano was that you used to get calluses on the end of your fingers as a kid, dealing with all the little nuts and screws and stuff. I know it's the later version, because it's plastic. And then again, it may be the knockoff thing. I don't know how Meccano marked their product either. Maybe you can tell me. Anyway, it's a little flyer. It's in the box, and at least I've showed it to you. Well, this box had a variety of things. That there is a TOMY-esque style bullet train. We're going to take a close look at it, of course. And there was also this single gas Do-City wagon. Oh, I like the weird ones. It's got a bit of an unusual coupling system, which doesn't seem to be very good because it's very easy to pull apart. Let's take a look at the batteries in here, because I noticed that it's still powering up. Well, this toy looks like it's had a bit of wear and tear. You can usually tell if there's fluff and stuff around the wheels. Battery compartment slides open like this. What horror is in here? Oh, it's an energizer. That's not too bad. But even energizers leak. Let's see if this battery has been leaking. No, it looks clean. Lucky train. I put something fresh in there, and I'm going to have a bit of a chat about the Dazo trains if I work out how to put this cover back on. And show you my disappointment in how I didn't find the series of trains Dazo were selling. Just check if it works. Oh yeah, sound a bit fresh now. A little bit of power in that, but it does feel like it maybe have had better days. When I first saw this, I thought, oh, maybe it's like the Daiso train. It is generic. I can't see a brand name on any of these pieces here. I can see the word open on the battery compartment, and that's it. I do have some Daiso train here. Unfortunately, Daiso Australia only stocked this when they were trying to impress at the start. I have not seen it back in the store since. That was a slightly smaller scale than TOMY, so you go picking up like a powered car for $2.80. And that was very cheap in consideration of Australian toy prices. Maybe that's why they don't stock these things here anymore. Maybe it just got too expensive for them. There was also trains that were TOMY scale, like a bullet train. I never got the powered car of this, and a lovely person from Japan contacted me, not someone from Daiso, but showed me some pictures of what Daiso do in Japan. Like, it's basically called the 100 yen store, because everything's 100 yen. But, you know, obviously I wasn't seeing the stock that obviously the Japanese people enjoy. Sadly, I can't bring stuff to YouTube if I haven't got a full train set. Sorry, Daiso, but man, you've got to be fair. You've got to, if you want to commit to Australia and impress, please bring the good stock over. That's all I ask. Yeah, thanks to that person from Japan. They offered to do shopping for me in Japan and send it to me. It was a really nice gesture, but I just couldn't pick up on that. I will go and put this train onto some Trackmaster 2. Believe it or not, it runs on Trackmaster 2. Okay, it's starting to confuse you. There was a train going forwards, but it's actually going backwards, and you know why? Because it's on a turntable. I picked it up from that YouTuber who was doing the N-scale stuff, the Japanese YouTuber. Got a bit of a Japanese theme going there, haven't we? What was his name? What was that mountain in Japan? Something... Fuji 777. Phew! I hope I'm right there, but he had a great idea of putting basically trains on turntables, and when you do that, you can sort of give it a spin and get some funky shots going. Just like that. It looks unreal. Woo! Woo! Go Bull Train! Bit of a challenge to just get the speed right, so it's just sitting still in frame there. If I spin it too fast, that happens. Whoa, bye-bye train. If I spin it too slow, woo! The train goes whizzing by. And apart from making the train look like it's going strangely slow, if I spin that turntable the other way, I can get the train to look like it's going really fast. Like silly fast. Like really silly fast. Woo! That's going to send you loopy, isn't it? Woo, 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 woo! Well, as for the Do City Tanker, maybe I just have it pushing along. It's only got a coupling at one end for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe it's sort of telling me it's from a very generic train set. And that is something you do not see every day. A bullet train pushing a gas tanker. Well, there's a bit of a close-up of the middle carriage. You're noticing the detail of the small wheels there on the side. It must have been another carriage here, because look at the way that's done there. Does that make any sense? I hope it does, because maybe there's like that shape on the other end. It'd be two of those to a train, I hope. As for the coupling system, surprise, 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 it does marry on to Trackmaster 2. Let's give it a spin. That's a Snowy Thomas there. Not from that playset I had a rage about, but nevertheless, the coupling system works with Trackmaster 2. Yay! That's sort of funny. I can make Thomas do a whole lot of work here because he's going nowhere. But he'll steadily catch up with it and start going places. Go, Thomas, go! Woo! And of course I can make Thomas go really fast. You want to see that? I'm sure you do. Here he goes. He can go really fast. Let's see how fast. Oh, he's just had a snacker. Thomas is down. Thomas is down. Okay, the next item, or should I say plural items, is inside this bag. Let's tip it out and see what we've got. I'll tell you what, it's absolutely train-tastic because it's Chuggington. Chugga, 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 chugga. Sorry for the cocky noises, but there is the culprit there doing all the screeching. Hopefully without the cocky sounds in the background, this is the Chuggington Interactive train system plus the track. It's not often I've come across the track. I think I know why, because I don't think it was that popular a system. And I think the character here is Chatsworth, I hope. Even I'm having to double guess myself on that one. I quite like these trains. They're well detailed. They're also a nice scale. They had nice moving bogies and stuff. Maybe the coupling system was the weakest link in these. You couldn't connect to Thomas trains or anything else, and that was a big no-no in my books. I'm a bit curious about what battery resides inside here. Ooh, wonder what's going to come out. They may have been the ones that came with the toy. Maybe. Anyone know those batteries? It does say here for industrial use only, resale strictly prohibited. One thing is they don't look like they have leaked. Just put one in the battery tester. Ooh, it's seen much better days. And I'll whack something fresh in there. Oh, sounding happy already. To some younger children, this is probably looking like a bit of a foreign train for the fact I haven't really seen them in the stores for a couple of years now. They were interactive via that thing there, and I've forgotten its name. They used to talk to each other. And they could reply to each other if I had more of them here. One thing I will say about this toy is it doesn't look like it's had much play. Mind you, these toys took a bit of wear and tear fairly well. They didn't show damage too easily. I'm trying to be lenient to Chuggington there. But it looks like this thing basically has done nothing.
Could I get a helping wheel?
On a toy train, I like to look at the wheels, and that usually tells me what this train has been up to. They look very clean. There's basically no markings on them. And that's telling me that this train has done a lot of time basically not playing. Because there's no fluff up around the axle, there's another sign as well. And usually up around the front of them, you know, on a train that's had play, you'll have scuff marks and places where it's hit things. This toy here is really, really clean. I've had very little to do with the interactive track system. I think I actually saw no point to this system. Well, it's more like a road to me. Maybe I'm being a bit cruel here, but I don't know. To me, when you put a bit of it together, it looks like something you drive your Hot Wheels cars down instead of toy trains. There you go. Oh, it's a nice smooth run on that. At least it's not like the silly diecast, early diecast version, which had curves that were basically only, well, left and right hand curves, which was a total epic fail. I know TOMY tried to come in and redesign the track systems, but it was all too late. The ship had already sunk. Well, I have made up a circuit here of the Chuggington Interactive track, or should I say road. There was a nice little crisscross piece here, and some other shorter bits I didn't know what to do with. But one part which was nice was the ramp on piece here. I've actually got two of those. So obviously this is what this track is designed for, and it does a beautiful job at it. Noting that there is a lump in the middle here, and where the joiner is, it actually is risen up a bit higher than the side of that lump. That's the perfect track for that there, so off it goes. Yeah, choo-choo! Thomas, take and play, also rides on this. It doesn't foul on anything. It's actually not a bad fit. So he's a runner on that one too, pushing Chuggers along. What else have I got here? A Hot Wheels vehicle. Now, it's a classic sort of toy. Every child has one. And the problem here is it actually gets caught up there. So if it'll go rattle, rattle, rattle down there. Okay, it sort of goes along, but it's getting caught up on that piece there. So it's a no-go. What about Chuggington Diecast, which is a little sister of the Interactive? It's quite nice, and in a funny way, now I look at it, this lump here is sort of the gauge of the wheels in a sense. So you could run the Diecast ones around on this one as well. Chugga, 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 Thomas, and okay, everyone would have had this in the day, and that is actually a very bad play. It's just riding completely on that lump. Okay, no go for Redbird Hot Wheels version. Lightning McQueen, another toy that most children would have, and it's a very low rider, so it's fouling on this lump. So this track system, or road system, is sort of not that good because I'm not getting much cross compatibility or play, and you need that to be a good thing in the house. Thomas Wooden Railway, woo, no problem at all. And the last one I'm going to try here is Trackmaster 2. Although it wasn't around back in the day when this was about. Hey, and it works okay, and it's shoving everything along. And the problem here is if that had traction tyres, it would actually probably push this along, but because it doesn't, it can't cope and just push that along. And that's about it. And then it goes straight off the table. And another test I used to do to things to see if it was half decent was, can I pick this up? And like if you're going to go and hang it in your wardrobe, could you pick it up and hang it somewhere without it falling apart? Well, not really. So, it hasn't passed that test either. So my books are interactive track is fail track. Let me introduce something which isn't fail track. And it is wooden track here. You can get generic version. This is the Thomas Wooden Railway. And maybe one redeeming feature of the Chuggington Interactive series was it worked on Thomas Wooden Railway. And as long as you're chugging along with that, everything's going to be fine and dandy. Woohoo! Who's next out of the box? Oh, look at that! It's Chuggington Diecast! Yay! A lot of children would have had this over the last couple of years. I know my son had a ton, and there were certain aspects to this train system I loved, and there were some parts that I couldn't stand. One of the main problems with this train system was the coupling system. Do you remember earlier on in that Tonka train I spoke about magnetic couplers? Well, this train didn't have it, and guess who it couldn't connect to? That's right. Thomas the Tank, the most popular toy train system, could not connect to these Chuggington Diecast, and that was what I'd classify as an epic fail. My son would come along with blue tack and sticky tape and all sorts of different ways to make them connect. Children have an uncanny way of sorting problems out. Obviously, toy companies don't. Anyway, we'll take a closer look at this Chuggington here and the things he's pulling along and see if they're showing signs of Chuggers love. Okay, this is the first chugger. I really don't know his name, and the other problem apart from the coupling system was there was no name underneath these guys here. I think it may have been resolved later on when TOMY had the thing, I think. I have to double check. This is showing signs of love in there. You can see plastic distress on that coupling system there. And if these were used a lot, sometimes these got a bit lazy. That ball coupling would get a bit lazy. If you look closely along, you might see a few paint chips, but they were trains that hid their wear fairly well. There's a chip there. The wheels area off of them will show signs, yeah, it's been played with a bit. You can tell most often by looking at the wheels, and I spoke about that a bit earlier on. It looks a bit scuffed up. There's this wagon here, which is very nice. Is it a control wagon, or someone will tell me? It's probably a very important piece of Chuggington. I'm a bit brain dead at the moment in relation to trying to remember all this. Doesn't look like it's been loved much. Looks like it's been, well, loved in a different way, not played with. And here is Brewster. This is in far better condition than my son's. My son's one has been hammered around. All the paint on my son's around the top, it's all been chipped away. This is in pretty good nick. There's a bit of paint missing on it, but not too much. The bit of yellow at the back here, it's in reasonable nick. The coupling doesn't look too hammered. And the wheels, yeah, it's had a bit of play. But nevertheless, nice little train system. They're always a little bit cheaper than Thomas & Friends. Always lovely detail on these. I did some nice videos about these things, which became very, very popular. And I've always had a lot of time for Chuggington. Well, I have just grabbed the more recent version of what Chuggington were doing via TOMY. Learning Curves Chuggington toys were a die-cast top with plastic bottom. There were some radical changes done. TOMY had come along, given it a plastic top. The only metal is really along the bottom here, so the center of gravity is much lower. That's actually good, so when you're riding down the rails on a dynamic playsets, you're not going to be wanting to flip out because the weight is down low. At least we have a name here. There are a lot of changes. They've made this a tighter coupling system as well. It grips much better now, but what was, I think, the most interesting aspect was these were a $5 toy selling in Australia. So all of a sudden, here was this toy train here, up against what is a $10 toy in Australia. That is Thomas and Friends toys of the Take and Play series, which were basically the crushed rollover cab and the dumb magnets now because everything's gone cheap. Of course, these sell like hotcakes. Sadly, Chuggington, I don't think TOMY could save it. Who knows? Maybe in some countries it's worked, but it's very hard for me to find these toys now. It's really sad because they were very, very nice toy trains indeed. In the box of train, goodness, there were two little men here. One's holding like a stop. I think they're rail dudes, something to do with the rail. And this one here is holding a pickaxe. Fairly low detailed, and to give you a scale and size, because it's very hard to tell, isn't it? It's about 1.5 inches in height. And in the metric realm, that's about 4 centimeters, I think. Just shy of 4 centimeters. Maybe you recognize those? I certainly don't. They're just generic, maybe Chinese dudes that look like they're playing on the railway. I think the scale they work with best is Trackmaster. There we go. That looks very fancy. Well, the next item is a Lego piece. It says Zoo on it. It's a Lego Duplo. I don't know what era it's from. Maybe it had a little animal or something in there. Who knows? Someone probably tell me. Oh, look at that, opens up. Someone will tell me about that. There'll be some Lego expert, Duplo expert that knows. Probably had a little man in there and a little line or something in the back. Looks like it's had a bit of wear and tear and play, which is nice to see because Duplo is a pretty awesome sort of toy. Okay, some nice things here. It's a TOMY Clarabelle 1992 era. It tells me underneath it's had some sort of strange things done to it, maybe to connect to someone else. It's got a broken coupling there. You see that quite often on the older TOMY stuff. It's one of the things that you often see broken, but it's had a bit of wear and tear. That's nice to see. I hate stuff come through. That looks pristine. The sticker's starting to lift. That's very common to see. But what's riding behind is, ooh yeah, Percy, remote control Percy, Hit Toy Company 2007. And look at the face. Oh yeah, I like it a lot. Well, it wasn't that long ago I gave away my whole Percy collection. I'm building it up again, boys and girls. Don't you worry about that. It doesn't take me long to build up collections of anything. This doesn't look like it's had much play. I can tell you that because, well, there's not much scuffing and scratching on it, and more importantly, underneath here, there's no fluff and dust really caught up around this thing. It's very clean. There's a little bit of dirt, but it's not too much. That's got me worried because sometimes with these remote control toys, sometimes they weren't that good, especially the earlier versions. I know the very first edition of the remote controlled stuff like this was chronically bad. I've actually got a TOMY like that, and it's virtually impossible to run. Let me open it up and see what batteries reside in here. Got a sneaky suspicion it might be empty because it feels very... Oh no. Oh, they're Aldi ones, I think. I'm pretty sure that's Aldi. Whenever they were red. I don't remember the red ones, but yes. Doesn't look like they've been leaking, which is a good sign. See what these Aldi batteries do in here. Oh, it's full of charge. I'm actually curious what's making Percy so heavy here. It's very heavy in the front. Oh man, there's a whole lot of metal in there weighing him down. And it's not like a little bit of metal, it's a lot of metal. I'm quite surprised how much is in there, giving Percy all that weight. And I have put all that metal back in there. I suppose it's replacing the weight a battery would have to give Percy traction, because you really need weight in these engines to get these to work. Mind you, the new Trackmaster doesn't really rely on weight because it's got gears. And these batteries, considering they're okay, I'll put them back in and check out the remote control. What's going on? Yes, the mysteries of what could be hiding in here. Ooh, okay, they are Duracells. Let's check one. I'm not a big fan of AAA batteries. Oh, they're okay in the green. Oh, I'll let you in a little secret. I'm having trouble getting any sort of action out of this. I'm now swapping over to all new batteries. I don't know. I've just got this feeling there's an area I haven't looked for a switch or something. There's no battery under there. There's no switch on that back thing. There's a switch on Percy here. Okay, there's a switch under the remote control here. And it's as dead as a doornail. Maybe for the fact Percy's got no wear and tear on him, maybe we're starting to understand why. Tell me what I've missed on this thing. Dead as a doorknob. Percy's dead. No wonder why he looks so sad. I think this has been... We'll try to fix it before. Parts of this are broken. So maybe this is starting to tell a story, Sherlock Holmes style, of what's gone wrong here. I think that piece is actually full. It was back to front. It was actually like that as it came to me, because I remember seeing that gap there. Yeah, okay, so I'm starting to paint a picture of what's gone on here. That's the right way round. I'd say this Percy possibly has never really done any work. I'm not going to spend too much time trying to get this to work, but there's one thing I've just noticed is if I jiggle this middle battery here, watch that little light there, that little sensor there, I can get a flash out of it. It's these damn batteries. It's like the Lego train. There's something about these AAA batteries that plays up. I don't understand. There it is. So, oh man, these AAA batteries that do nothing but annoy me. Hopefully you saw that flash there. I'm going to have to leave Percy because I just can't spend any more time on him. I'm going to have to do a couple of hours work on this. to make it work. I'll try and get that flash again. There's something seriously wrong with AAA batteries or the battery compartments for them. It probably deserves a great dedicated video about this. One thing I noticed about the Duracell batteries that came out of that remote control, look at the date on these guys. Duracell do a thing where they have a 10-year life in their battery. It's March 2015 on this battery. I'm making this video in August of 2015, so this battery has passed its 10-year life, hasn't it? Do you remember what it was like when I put in this battery checker? Ooh, still in the green. Well, I've got to do some work to the battery terminals and stuff on that Percy. I will hopefully get it working for you. I'll push him aside because I can't spend any more time on him. Next thing we're going to take a look at, and it's the final thing, is this awesome box of early Trackmaster goodies. And there's stuff in here that I haven't even got. I like it. Well, hopefully in this box we've got this playset here, Thomas Echo Cave. It looks very awesome. It's Hit Toy Company 2007, so that ranks it as early Trackmaster. That is the track plan there. They're the parts and bits and bobs. I like the signal piece here. That looks very nice. Oh yeah, I never got into the early Trackmaster, and you know why? Because I had the TOMY Ultimate Thomas & Friends playset, and when you had that, this looked like a tiny toy. There was also the instructions here for a pack of track. And you remember the old track packs which were like this? It also had the road, the early Trackmaster road. And I'll be honest with you, I've never seen that before. It's the first time I've seen that. And there's ideas here to make track plans, which looks all fairly awesome. That's the parts list of the tracker pack. There's a few bits in there I've never seen before. And if I go a bit further, that is what this track pack could make. And that is quite elaborate, just for being a track pack. So the cold hard facts is, if you had this track pack, which is very, very nice, plus this playset, there's enough Thomas & Friends track awesomeness there for probably your whole lifetime. And maybe that's why we don't see playsets like this and track packs like this on the market anymore. These days, Trackmaster 2 seems to dish out track in far smaller servings. You'll get little packs like this, and they're called expansion packs. Mind you, that looks like a pretty awesome little piece. We all want a crisscross like that. And here is another newish one that I've found. All sorts of different varieties of these. They're actually not too bad. I shouldn't sound too critical about it, but that's a nice one as well. Well, sorry guys, the party is over. You've got to make way for Thomas Awesomeness. Woo! And out comes a track. Ooh, yeah! I love that sound. Okay, I've sorted all these track bits and bobs out, early Trackmaster stuff. It's very, very nice. It's funny how a little bit of time goes on and you see this in a little bit of a different light. Of course, there are lots of curves. That is the bugbear of any train set, because you end up being all curved out because, well, train sets tend to have very few straights in them. One way of getting around that problem was to get track packs, and that early track pack had a ton of straights. It also had parts like this, curves that ramped up, and they used those bits there to gain altitude. There's a bit of a bridge over there and some stanchions, a couple of sets of different points. There is that piece there, which has to have this piece in here to do the trickery on the little trick wagon that flips its load. I've got a piece like that from Arthur and the Copper Mine. The road, very, very nice. First time I've seen it. A stop go from Trackmaster Classic. First time I've got one of those. And this is the first time I've ever had these. These are the converters in both sexes to classic TOMY Blue track. First time I've ever had them. There is a stop there, track stop there. That's quite nice. The signal is very nice. The water tower, Maithwaite station, and these trains here. Let's take a look at this Trackmaster Classic road system. It's quite nice, very nicely detailed. It connects like this, very similar to the Trackmaster track, for the fact it's not sexed. It's basically anything can connect in there. But strangely, the Trackmaster track is a slightly different size, so I wonder why they did that. Well, we know why they did that, don't we, boys and girls? But we can't really go there in this video because it's a children's video. Hit Toy Company, it's licensed 2006. It is actually very nice. It's, of course, nice and robust. It's never going to bust up. It's going to probably be here after the Third World War. And the scale of it is also very nice, for the fact you could have been running your Hot Wheels cars on there, which is your most popular little car. And then probably the next most popular car is Lightning McQueen's scale, which is slightly bigger. It just fits in there. But to show you something that doesn't fit in there, like a car's wheelie, would not fit in there. It's just a little bit too wide. But nevertheless, it's actually quite a nice little road system, and I don't think it hung around for that long. Oh, finally I have got some of these in my hands. These would have only been available in the first transition sets from TOMY Blue to Classic Trackmaster. These are the things that convert from Trackmaster to TOMY. Now, one big difference with Trackmaster is you had basically the sexing going on either side of each piece of track. That was very different to TOMY Blue, because what you had going on TOMY Blue was basically male there going onto a female piece, which is another piece of track. In a funny way, there's nothing wrong with that. It basically was a classic track system, but there's also nothing wrong with this. There was one nice attribute to this track system was you could either connect it like this, or you could just push them together like this. You couldn't do that with the TOMY Blue one. Let's just check it out. No, you can't just insert it. You've actually got to go down through the top like that. It actually plays out in when I make pull tracks. One day when I show you how to make pull tracks, the fact that this train system goes like this makes it very nice for pull tracks, and Trackmaster 2 is also the same. But these parts here, I thought I'd never ever see them. It is really nice to have them, but then again, I don't think I'd be doing much of this. It was more for people who had the TOMY Blue train systems back in the day, so they could run their old TOMY trains onto Trackmaster Classic Track. There are converters of the Trackmaster 2 to Trackmaster Classic, but I don't think you get the cross compatibility that you get between this track system here and that track system there. This is another nice piece. It's an end stop for a piece of rail. I liked on the classic Trackmaster that you had the gravelly look to everything. I thought that played out really well, and if you connected it to a piece of track like so, that's how it looked. It looks sort of classic, doesn't it? It looks real. It looks like, well, the end stops on railways look like. There's this water tower piece here. It's quite nice. First time I've seen one of these. Again, it's from the early part of Trackmaster. It's part of that Echo Cave playset. Who out there's got one of these, hey? Or who out there hasn't got one of these would be more the question. It's, you know, sort of simple, but hey, it's also sort of nice. Ooh-wee, this is a very, very nice piece here. It's the old style signal, and it's just like you would have seen in Thomas and Friends show. This is what's missing from today's toy trains, especially Trackmaster 2. When children see this, they can relate directly to what they see in Thomas and Friends, and also to what was around back in the Steam era. And coming in for a closer look, there'll be some people out there very excited to see this, and you've probably never seen it before. It is very, very nice. I like this piece a lot. This here Maithwaite station is also very nice to have. It's licensed 2006 Hit Toy Company. That's what you'd look for the early Trackmaster stuff. And the thing that I'll say about this piece here is it's got a fair bit of weight to it. It is quite nicely detailed. It looks beautiful, in fact. And aren't we all wishing that we got parts like this back into our playsets? Knock, 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 Mr. Mattel, please take us back to the glory days. And there's a close-up of the tile detailings. We go down to the nice brick detailings, beautifully painted, and we also go down to the pavement detailings. Next piece is this. I'm not sure whether it was part of that Echo Cave playset. I don't think it is. It's what I call a brake van. In Australia, brake vans are also the mail vans in a certain era of rail history. I'm not sure whether that part there has anything to do with that. Maybe the train rail fans can tell me. Another one, Hit Toy Company, 2006. Oh yeah, it's nice, it's nice, it's very, very nice. Oh, this is a very, very nice piece. It's the second one of these trick wagons that I've got. The other one was from Arthur and the Copper Mine, but this is a coal carrying version. Just different paint job. I dare say Echo Cave is a coal mine. The trick happens on that, and I've got a piece of track to show you how it works. This is a set of points that are hidden away inside Echo Cave, and there are these little tabs on this that do the trickery. If I run the wagon over that trick area there, it'll flip the load, hopefully, without making me look like a fool. Last and by no means least is the Hit Toy Company Classic Trackmaster, as I say now. Thomas the Tank, the face looks like that. Remember when the faces look like that? Hey, do you remember when they used to paint the buffer details like that? They don't do that anymore, boys and girls. Anyway, this is in pretty good nick. I can't see any scratches, dings, or pieces missing. And the other place to look, obviously the back, but underneath here, looking for bits of fluff and dust and whatever else. Traction tyres look in very good condition as well. Hit Toy Company, it says there, if you want to know where to look. Okay, and the batteries to get into these was quite simple. You just, like the TOMY ones, you just push the sides in nice and firmly, and it would reveal, an old Energizer. Does it work? Oh, it does work, but I've got a funny feeling that this battery had been leaking a bit. I'll show you where. That's the negative terminal there. It is just showing the first signs of a bit of battery seepage that came out of that battery. And we will just fix it up a bit, and I'll give it a spray of some WD-40, I think. Something like that. Only needs a bit. Yeah. And come along with a nice fresh battery where we've covered up the brand name and give it a go. Oh yeah. Ooh, feels nice and strong. Yeah, going by the strength of this motor, I'd say this TOMY has done very little work. I'll put the lid back on and I'll set up a nice little Trackmaster train set to give him a run. And I've also got a bit of a surprise for you. Okie dokie, TOMY at Echo Cave, classic Trackmaster playset. I have built the whole playset up here. All the parts were there. It looks completely awesome. It's a bit squishy on this table. It's colliding with the back up there. That other circuit runs up the front here and it's actually off the table there. But nevertheless, it's a bit of an insight into the glory days of TOMY and Friends Trackmaster trains. Oh, this is actually very nice. I think we've forgotten how good it used to be, classic Trackmaster. And what I like about this, and let me come in a bit closer and explain, is that what we're dealing with here is something that looks like a train set. I think we've sort of drifted away from that a bit of late. And I think that's all people really ever want. They want something that looks like a TOMY and Friends episode that looks like a train set. Having a set of signals there is a major indicator we're dealing with a train set. I like for the fact we've got elevation going up to a bridge there, which comes around. We've also got the second loop of track, which goes out here, goes around here, through a double set of points set up like that. Now, as soon as you got that sort of set up there, you can easily extend this off and go whooshka around the back there, connect up to the back there. Then you've got 2 circuits of track. On this track plate here, to explain the double loop, you just extend here from that siding there, go right around, whooshka, 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 and put a set of points up in here, and then you would have 2 independent circles of track. But to see the awesome, let's just give Thomas a spin here and see how he goes in this playset. Oh yeah, go Thomas, go! Very enjoyable set, a bit of a beginner set. You just sit back and watch it if you want. Let's stop Thomas here by the stop here. Whooshka. And what I'll do is I'll give him a bit of a different circuit. I'll change the points here and make sure they're set to there, and we'll set him on a new track. Okay, here comes Thomas again. Hopefully he'll go on the other circuit without falling off the table here, or colliding with something at the back there. Hopefully he'll fit without hitting. Ooh, just made it through. Coming around that different track now. Oh, dangerous grounds there, Thomas. And through he goes. Well done. And that configuration is actually very good, because I'll explain it when he comes around to his next loop here. He uses all the track. About the only part that he doesn't use is this section here. Oh, the glory days of classic Trackmaster. There'd be people screaming, "Bring it back, bring it back!" And what I'll do is I'll haul Thomas up again, we'll give him a stop, and I've got my special surprise for you. Just in the nick of time. Well, miracles do happen. Percy has miraculously come to life. I'm not sure how much of the battery talk I'll be able to put in this video. I might have to cut a lot of it out because it consumed a lot of time. But let's give this very beautiful Percy a run on this Trackmaster playset. I'll also add that brake van onto Thomas just to give it more bang for buck. Percy is the RC version. Oh, he's whistling. Let's see if he goes. Oh no, he's going to hit Thomas. Oh, they're stacking up already. What's going on here? Percy, you can't do that to Thomas. Look at him, he's in distress now. Oh, set it back on track. Oh, come on, that's not right. And the signal falling over. Okay, we'll give Percy a run. Go, Percy, go. Well, there goes Percy there. I don't trust him because he's already caused a whole ton of confusion and delay. Thomas is up here looking fine and dandy. Well, I can hear the chugging coming through the remote control. I got a sneaky suspicion Percy's catching up to Thomas. You know what that means? Come on, Thomas, you've got Percy after you. You better move on. There's Percy looking all worried. He looks strange, doesn't he? And Thomas is just there. He's getting closer and closer. Oh, disaster is going to strike any moment, I'm sure. Percy's very close to smacking that brake van. Oh, not far now, Percy. I've just heard Thomas has been given orders to stop. The Fat Controller needs to speak to him. You know what's going to happen? Percy's going to slam up the back and take the train. Oh my goodness me. Thomas is in a lot of trouble, but he's taken off. His brake van is dragging. What's going to happen next? Oh no, he's stuck on the bridge. He's stuck on the bridge. Come on, Thomas, you can pull your wagons off there. Percy's going to come up and slam you again. Oh, Thomas is still stuck, and Percy's been given orders to go. What's going to happen next? Oh no! Whoa! Percy's just slammed Thomas. Oh no, it's a train wreck. Thomas is off the line. Thomas is off the line. Disaster has struck. Naughty Percy. Percy, you bad train. Naughty. And it's really nice this remote control Percy has come into play. Let me see if I can stop it there. I think it's fairly responsive as long as you're pointing the thing right at the train. Yeah, really nice. And I think we should go over and save Thomas. That was a very nasty accident. Thomas, are you okay? Of course, he's classic Trackmaster. He can basically bounce straight back up onto the tracks. Children love to have train wrecks when they're playing with Thomas and Friends trains. Well, I'll get Thomas going again. Who knows what's going to happen next? Uh-oh, Percy's just resting there. And here comes Thomas. Oh no, they've just crashed. That's one classy looking train wreck. Well, it sort of explains Percy's expression now. Well, I better come in and clean up this train wreck. There is another train I looked at earlier in the video that I'll have a go in this playset. We'll give Percy a rest. He's too awesome to stack around, isn't he? But we'll get Thomas back on the tracks because he's just a hero. Being number one hero. And the train we're going to take a look at running around in this Trackmaster playset is that bullet train there. Okay, I'll set Thomas on his way. Go, Thomas, go. Go, bullet train, go. Whooshka! Well, it looks sort of good, that bullet train, doesn't it? Whoa, it doesn't like that stop. We've just lost the carriage here. Whoa. Anyway, the other bit of the train continues on a little bit faster now. Watch out, Thomas. I think that bullet train's a bit faster than you. Come on, Thomas, you're going to have to go faster than that. Oh, no, in the tunnel there. Oh, no, the bullet train is stuck. Bullet train's stuck. I have to give it the shove, I think. Go, bullet train, go. And it doesn't take long for that bullet train to catch up to Thomas. Oh, he's giving the brake van a nudge. Oh, wow, look at that. The brake van, oh, it's just shoved Thomas straight off the rails. Thomas is down. Thomas is down. That was amazing. This bullet train often gets stuck. Yes, in that section there. Something about that little trick section it doesn't like. And the coupling's a bit of a failure, as I found out as well. I've just stopped the bullet train. I've just added on that back section. Let's see if we can get it going again. Whoa, go. Oh, fail, fail, fail. And of course it will get stuck. Yes, right there. I've got to keep doing that to it to get it through. Oh, looking interesting now. We're pushing, the front is pushing the back. If that makes any sense. Will disaster strike? That is a big question. Whoa. Oh, well, it gets stuck, doesn't it? Get moving. You bullet train, go. Maybe I can set up Thomas's revenge. Send him off that way and we will send the bullet train off this way. What's going to happen next, boys and girls? Up in the bridge area somewhere. Oh no! Uh-oh, it's a fight. It is a fight going on here. Do not turn off YouTube at the moment. Who is going to win this fight? Is it going to be the bullet train or Thomas? Thomas is really pushing. He's pushing really hard. Come on, Thomas, go. Go, Thomas, go. Go, Thomas, go. You can do it, Thomas. Push that bullet train off the track. Come on, you can do it. I'm all for Thomas. His traction tires are biting into the Trackmaster track. Come on, Thomas. Push, 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 push. You can do it. Come on, you almost got there. Come on, Thomas, go. Go, Thomas, go. Go, Thomas, go. Go, yes, 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 yes. Yeah, and he's pushing the bullet train backwards. It's amazing. Completely amazing. Go, Thomas, go. Oh, he's giving the bullet train a complete and utter shove. Go, 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 go. He's pushing him back into the cave there. And I think from seeing that, basically Thomas has won because the bullet train gets stuck in the cave every time. I better give these trains a rest. I've had a lot of fun playing with these. Turning this guy off as well. Oh yeah, not a bad train, but it does get stuck up on certain parts of the track. It is some generic thing, someone will know what it is. And this Thomas is, well, basically super awesome. Well, it was quite amazing what came out of that box from the charity shop. Real surprise. I think getting this Echo Cave playset was totally awesome. There'll be people jumping on the eBay wanting this playset now, and I don't blame you. It's an excellent playset. Great little insight into the earlier days of Thomas and Friends. To see that bullet train was very nice. At least I got Percy up and running. Like I said, I'm not sure if I can tell the full story about that in this video because it would just totally blow out what is already probably a very long video. It actually works quite well, surprise, surprise. I've got to leave this video here for obvious reasons. As always, thanks for watching and bye for now. Especially the Thomas fans. Bye.